Okay, folks, get ready for this. We are diving deep into casinos today. You guys wanted to know about beating those casino games, and
Yeah.
we are going to break it all down. Math, the psychology, the skills. But the big question, can you really beat the house?
Well, it's a question people have been asking forever. And honestly, it's complicated. Really, the first thing you got to wrap your head around is this thing called the house edge.
Okay, yeah, the house edge. What's that all about?
Think of it like this. It's this math advantage baked right into the games. Make sure the casino makes money over time, even when people are winning here and there. It's kind of like a tilt. A tilt in the playing field always going the casino's way.
So why even play then? If it's always tilted against you, what's the point?
You got me there. Part of it, I think, is that thrill, that not knowing the chance of winning big. But it's also how these games mess with your head. A lot of them make you feel like you're in control, like your choices really change things when they don't really.
Whoa, that's kind of freaky. So it's like math and mind games all rolled into one. Let's talk about those slot machines, the ones you see everywhere with the flashing lights and the sounds. Can you actually be smarter than a slot machine?
Slot machines. Those are pretty much all luck. It's all these random number generators, RNGs they call them. And those RNGs make sure every spin is totally random on its own. Doesn't matter what happened before. No such thing as a hot machine or a cold one.
So all those stories about finding the right machine or the right time to play are totally bogus.
Totally. Just random chance. If you're going to play slots, be smart about it. Set your limit and stick to it. Know when to walk away no matter what.
All right, so slots are a no-go for strategy. What about games where your choices actually count? Like blackjack.
Blackjack is where it gets interesting. You actually do have some control. You choose to hit or stand, double down, all that, and those choices change how things turn out. And get this, there are actual charts out there. They tell you like the best move mathematically for every hand you could have. Crazy, right?
Whoa, charts. Seriously, tell me more about that.
It's called basic strategy, and if you stick to these charts, you can make the house edge a lot smaller. Like, for example, say the dealer has a 6 showing. They're probably going to go bust. So even if you have a bad hand, like a 12 or 13 times, you just stand. Don't risk it.
So you're telling me there's a right way to play every single hand. It's like a puzzle you can solve.
It kind of is, yeah. And then you got card counting. That's a whole other level. People who can count cards, they can actually get a tiny edge over the casino. They keep track of all the cards that have been played and use that to change their bets and sometimes even guess what the dealer's going to get. But it is super hard, and the casinos are always watching for card counters.
Man, that's some next-level brain power. Okay, let's switch gears and talk roulette. Seems pretty easy, right? Pick a number, pick a color, but I'm guessing there's more to it.
Oh, yeah. Roulette is like the poster child for making you think you're in control when you're not. People get tricked thinking what happened before will change the next spin, but no way. Every spin is totally separate, brand new.
So even if black comes up 10 times in a row, the odds of it being black again are still the same.
Yep, exactly. That house edge is always there no matter what happened before. Sure, different bets pay out different amounts, but the casino always has that math advantage in the end.
Okay, so with roulette, no matter what you do, that house edge is going to get you.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works with all games, right? Poker's different.
Totally different. With poker, you're not playing against the house, you're playing against other people at the table. So it becomes about skill, strategy, knowing how to read people.
So what kind of mind games do people use in poker? Like, how does reading people actually help you make better decisions?
Well, there's bluffing, of course. A good poker player knows when to bet big, even if they have bad cards and make everyone else think they've got something good. And then there are tells, little things people do without thinking that show what they're really holding. Like maybe they touch their face a certain way when they're bluffing. A good play can spot those tells and know what to do.
So it's like a game of chess. You're always trying to outsmart the other person.
You got it. And while luck is always going to be a part of any card game, the more skilled you are at poker, the less luck matters over time.
Is every kind of poker the same when it comes to skill?
No, not really. Different types of poker need different levels of skill. Texas Hold'em is really popular, and there's tons of stuff out there about how to play it. Other games like 5-card draw are more about luck.
So I've talked about the big ones. What about those other games you see sometimes? Like Craps Baccarat Video Poker, Keno Pai Gow Poker, that big 6-wheel thing.
Those games, you don't have as much control over what happens. Skill doesn't matter as much. But they do all have different house edges. Some video poker machines, for example, can actually have a smaller house edge than others, but only if you know how to play them perfectly.
So the takeaway here is do your research before you play any casino game.
Yeah.
Knowing the odds, the rules, the strategies, it all makes a difference.
Absolutely. And hey, if you do gamble, keep it fun, set a budget, and don't forget about the risks. It's all part of the game.
Great advice. This has been awesome, really breaking down these casino games. So we've learned that beating the casino all the time is really hard because of that house edge. But man, the psychology of these games is just as interesting as the math. Why do people still love to gamble, even knowing the odds are against them? Something to think about, folks. Until next time, keep those brains working.